Mayor Willett, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, can you tell me what the latest is from your vantage point there? You are the mayor of Coutts, and what you're seeing, what you're hearing.
Well, we're sitting other than a vacant highway out my window, but from what I am hearing, the RCMP have made an ultimatum, and they've started moving people, telling them either move it or you'll be towed and arrested. And the impression I get is that they tried all they could to negotiate with the fellows out here, and weren't making any progress, and so they escalated it a little bit.
And Mayor Willett, what would you like to see happen here? What's your perspective on what we're watching in your town?
What I want to see happen is for all of those vehicles to get out of the way so the traffic can resume. If you want to drive up and down and protest, that's one of the freedoms that we enjoy in our country. Go ahead and protest. I've told everybody I had no gripe with the protest until it became a blockade and an occupation. And at that point, there's no way I can approve that.
We're hearing, Mayor Willett, that in fact it's growing, that some of the truckers have left, but that other people have joined in. A number of pickup trucks, perhaps dozens and dozens of them, joining the protest just in the last half an hour to 45 minutes or so. I wanted to get your thought on that.
Yeah, my wife just shared the video with me here now. I wasn't aware of that until now. I'm not impressed. It boggles the mind. It's very ironic that people are willing to take away my freedom of movement and that of everyone else around here in order to try and demonstrate for a freedom of movement. It's okay for you, but it's not okay for me, is where you wind up. And that's just a silly argument. Obviously, I don't approve. If they want to talk about mandates, I'll talk to them about mandates. I have my opinions on that as well, and they're not necessarily counter to what some of them believe. But I'm not sure if you lost me or if I'm still there. But,
I've still got you, Mayor Willett. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, I'm just saying that I would agree that the federal government waited a long time to finally try and do something with truckers when, for the most part, 80% of them were probably already vaccinated, and the 10 or 20% that weren't are mostly local haulers anyway. They're not trying to cross the border. So if the mandates had been put in earlier and were done by now, it would have made a lot of sense. So, you know, there's points of, you can argue back and forth, and there's points where I might agree with the people out here. But as soon as you start blocking the people into this community, it's a whole different story. I got a letter from one of my constituents here who they moved into town recently. She's a Afghan with PTSD. They moved in here for the very purpose of, because it's a quiet, peaceful community. And she had to leave. The RCMP had to come in with her to get her belongings and take her out because of all of this. And she's saying we're going to have to move. We can't come back to there, and if this is going to happen, we can't live there anymore. Now tell me you're not, you know, I just cannot agree when things go the way they have gone.
Can you tell me as well, Mayor Willett, the impact that this has had on Coutts over the last couple of days? You're the mayor. What have you seen?
The population of my community is 250 people. Majority are seniors. We have a few young families. Obviously, we've got 20 kids. Rode the school bus out today. I don't know if I'll make it back home tonight. They may have to stay in Milk River. But the majority of the population is older. They're here for the same reason as the lady that I just spoke about. They're here because it's peaceful and quiet. A lot of them have lived here all their lives. One person that I have here is 92 years old. And you come in and tell them that the highway is blockaded, and if you want to get out, you can get through there. But you've got to drive up to this big mass of machinery and strangers and ask permission to leave the village that you've lived in all your life. Or you can go the back way, but that's through a farmer's yard, and it's not too good when it's snowing like you see it is now. In a sense, we are being held against our will from like I said, used to seeing a lot of strangers, and in the last few days we've had people walking up and down the streets seeing what there is to see, and there's not a lot here, I'll admit. And they have been driving up and down. We've seen more traffic and more visitors than you ever see in a normal year, and it is disconcerting for the population.
You feel like you're being held hostage to a certain extent, Mayor Willett?
Well, when you start talking about restricting our movements and negotiating with the people to get our freedom returned, yeah, I start feeling a little bit like a hostage.
What would you like the RCMP to do? As you know, they've even talked about this blockade is now impeding the ability for emergency agencies to provide full services to area residents, those people whom you represent as mayor, and they're trying to negotiate. It looks to me, Mayor Willett, to a certain extent on a truck-by-truck basis, trying to convince these truckers and others to leave one by one. What would your message be to the RCMP right now?
Doing a good job. Keep it up. I don't know how many times I can say that I want that thing gone so that we have freedom of movement and that commerce can resume. This is it's bigger than I think the people that put it on realized, and I don't believe they planned for the reaction that they're getting.
Hey, Mayor Willett, I know it's got to be very busy. There's lots going on, but I appreciate you taking just a bit of time today amid all of this to come on CTV News and talk to me about what's happening in your town.
You're very welcome.